Daphne's playing piano when suddenly a gunshot rings out. She opens the door to see Simon outside, blasting away at skeet targets. Daphne goes back to her piano while Simon keeps shooting. Meanwhile, Rose watches Daphne play and Jeffries keeps an eye on Simon, both getting more and more anxious. Daphne tells a servant to check if Rose had moved her things out of Simon's room. Simon sends a message back through another servant, no way. Daphne confronts Simon, asking how he expects to share her bed after all his lies. Simon, cool as a cucumber, says he doesn't care about that. He wants her to stay there because she's his wife. Daphne points out that traditionally, wives move to their own chambers post-honeymoon. Simon demands updates on her efforts, and Daphne agrees to keep him posted. Rose comes in with the latest Whistledown gossip. Daphne reads it and declares they need to pack immediately. Her brother is in a scandal, and she must return to her family. Simon insists on joining her, saying it would look suspicious otherwise. Daphne demands the largest carriage for some space. Lady Whistledown spills the tea on Marina's condition as Colin sulks in bed. Lady Bridgerton and Eloise step out of their home, bumping into Lady Featherington and Marina. The modiste Genevieve is working on Eloise's dress. Eloise threats that the scandal could tarnish her debut, suggesting that they delay it. Lady Bridgerton reassures her to keep smiling as other women are present. Eloise wonders if a smile is enough to save the Featheringtons, whose reputation is now toast despite their innocence. Lady Bridgerton advises focusing on their own family, then greets the other ladies. Genevieve remarks she'll never cross Lady Whistledown, whose word is law. Eloise realizes that if Whistledown can ruin a reputation, she can also restore one. Lady Featherington tries to get Marina into a hospital, and a nurse says a sizable donation might get to her room. Daphne waits in the carriage. They've arrived at her family's home. She leaves Simon in the carriage and heads inside. Colin wonders why he can't visit Marina, and Anthony explains that Whistledown's word is law is the only reason why the town doesn't think he's the father of Marina's baby, keeping their family from disgrace. If Colin visits Marina, everyone will assume he's the cause of her downfall, ruining his sister's prospects. Daphne arrives, and despite Anthony's initial refusal, Lady Bridgerton believes Daphne could solve their problems by showing they still have the Duke and Duchess's favour. Daphne asks about upcoming events, learning the Queen is holding a luncheon. Daphne is confident she can get an invite for herself and Simon to divert attention from Colin's scandal. Colin, upset by his lack of choice, storms out. Daphne finds Colin, who's still hung up on Marina. She tells him he's lucky not to have married a stranger. Colin asks if something happened between her and Simon, but Daphne doesn't answer, though she offers to arrange a chaperoned visit with Marina. Colin appreciates it. Will and Simon spar, with Will urging Simon to spill what's bothering him. Simon denies anything's wrong. Daphne tosses and turns at night, hearing footsteps. She peeks out and sees Simon. They talk about the Queen's luncheon, but when Simon evades where he's been, Daphne suspects infidelity. They argue about their marriage's future, but end up kissing passionately. Despite trying to talk, they escalated into a heated encounter. Simon sets conditions. If she has a child, he'll stay and support it. If not, they'll live separate lives. They go to their separate rooms. Rose leads Marina into a room where Colin and Daphne wait. Colin asks Marina to deny Whistledown's claims, but she can't. Heartbroken by her lies, Colin says he would have married her if she had been honest, then leaves, slamming the door. Marina asks Daphne to take her home. At the Queen's luncheon, the Bridgertons arrive in full force. Daphne and Simon charm the guests, with Simon deftly lying about their marital bliss. Daphne reads him the riot act for his easy lies. Henry invites Benedict for another drawing session, hinting at his excuse of coming home covered in paint. They spot Lord Weatherby with Cressida. Henry offers to introduce them, but Benedict declines, heading for his mother. Brimsley informs Eloise that the Queen needs to speak with her. The Queen shoos everyone away and demands Eloise unmask Lady Whistledown. Eloise admits she hasn't figured it out, frustrating the Queen. Lady Danbury notes that Simon and Daphne's return distracts from Colin's scandal. Daphne insists it's a coincidence. Lady Danbury invites Daphne to a party specifically for the married ladies of the ton. The Feathertons' arrival at the event causes a stir. Lady Cowper is appalled by their audacity. Eloise pulls Penelope aside, checking on her after the scandal. Penelope worries about Colin. Eloise, upset by Whistledown's impact on her friend's family, vows to unmask her and get a retraction. Lady Featherton approaches Lady Bridgerton, who brushes her off. Brimsley then asks the Feathertons to leave. Cressida makes a snide remark about them, prompting Daphne to call her out. Daphne walks out to the garden where her mother offers marriage advice. Daphne vents about feeling unprepared for married life. Lady Danbury watches them from a distance. Lady Featherton blames her husband for their ridicule. He retorts that he wasn't even there. Mrs. Varley interrupts to announce Daphne's arrival. Daphne tells Lady Featherton she needs to speak with Marina. Marina apologizes for what she did to Colin, but Daphne says she's there to apologize. She understands Marina's desperate situation and offers to help find George. Marina doubts he'll want her, but Daphne insists George shouldn't decide her future alone. Marina asks if Daphne is sure she wants to help, and Daphne says she is more than capable than Marina thinks. Lord Featherington sees a flyer for Will's next fight and suggests Will throw it for money. Will refuses but is warned his backers are leaving him. Will angrily shoves Lord Featherington but is asked to consider it for his family's sake. Rose tells Daphne everyone wants to see her. She must attend Lady Danbury's party, despite her dread. Simon and Daphne barely acknowledge each other in passing, and Daphne asks if the general's wife will be there and decides to go. Daphne enters a room full of socializing ladies. Lady Danbury introduces her to the group, including Kitty Langham, the general's wife. They play cards, with Kitty offering Daphne a drink to ease the sting of losing. Anthony finds Simon at the club, leading to a tense confrontation. The argument turns physical, requiring separation. Daphne finds Simon tending to his wounds and offers to help. She cleans his wounds and sits on his lap, kissing him. She pleads for him to open up about his aversion to children. Simon reveals a vow to never have children made in spite of his father. Daphne is furious, feeling betrayed. She says she'll know soon if they'll be miserable together or happy apart, depending on her courses. Lady Whistledown comments on gambling. Lady Danbury enjoys her meal, and Daphne writes a letter and gives it to Rose for delivery. Will contemplates Lord Featherington's proposal, and Marina paces in her room holding her belly. The Queen reads Lady Whistledown's latest report, feeling slighted by her omission of the luncheon. Lady Whistledown speculates about Daphne and Simon's secluded bliss, unaware they're actually avoiding each other. Daphne wakes and checks her sheets. Eloise shows Penelope her findings about Lady Whistledown suspecting a servant or tradesperson. Penelope agrees it's possible. Eloise plans to tell the Queen at an upcoming event which Penelope won't be attending. Daphne tells Marina she wrote to the General about George. Marina doubts he'll respond, but Daphne remains hopeful. Anthony apologizes to Colin for being harsh, suggesting the pain will pass. Colin asks how that's worked out for Anthony, who admits it's a work in progress. Lady Bridgerton is surprised Eloise joined them for the concert. Eloise admits she's looking forward to seeing the Queen. Daphne looks at her reflection, rubbing her belly. Simon asks if she's ready, and they leave for the concert. Simon and Daphne arrive and part ways. Benedict spots Lord Wetherby and Henry. Henry explains his love for Lord Wetherby and the dangers they face. Benedict realizes the courage needed to defy society's expectations. Eloise updates the Queen on her theory about Lady Whistledown. The Queen, frustrated, hires investigators to unmask Whistledown, shocking Eloise before she sends her away. Eloise asks Benedict about the concert's length. He leads her out, and Eloise tells him he is her favourite brother. Marina gathers ingredients in the kitchen. Benedict stops the carriage to pick up Genevieve, surprising Eloise. They share an awkward ride home. Queen's concert begins, and Anthony sees Sienna with another man and is heartbroken. Marina drinks a tea that she made. Simon reaches for Daphne's hand, making her smile. She looks down and is shocked, then excuses herself, visibly upset. Penelope goes to check on Marina as she wants to talk. When she opens her door, she finds Marina unconscious. She calls for her mother, who rushes in. Daphne checks herself, discovering blood. She cries as her mother holds her, and Simon's eyes wells up with tears. That's it for the Bridgerton recap. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next recap.